Hey, I'm K.Andrzej. I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my photo chats. Did I say K.Andrzej? I let out my alter ego. I have a monograph. Monomap. What is it? A mono. There's a word for a one-word name. Like Sting. Cher. Bono. K.Andrzej. So, my first name is Kenneth. My middle name is Andrew. In Poland, Andrew is Andrzej. The most famous filmmaker of Poland of all time, the Spielberg of Poland, is Andrzej Wajda, which is spelled the same way as my name, Wajda. So my name is almost K.Andrzej Wajda. And I sometimes go by K.Andrzej or K.Andrzej. It's my European name for my art photography. And I started 6 months ago a project. Here's the secret part. I started a project and I called it the Bathroom Art Show. The tagline was, in lieu of gallery space, K.Andrzej is turning to the loo. And I put photographs, 5x7 photographs, up in public bathrooms throughout Colorado. Friends took them to Minnesota, Arizona, California, New Jersey, New York. I bought a very expensive double-sided tape that leaves no residue when it comes off, in case anybody wants to take them down. And every one of them is printed 5x7 with a little tag, K.Andrzej. Nobody really knows what that is. I figure some people will Google it. And when they do, they'll find me. I'm not trying to be too hard to find, but I'm trying to make a public art show. It's called a pop-up photo exhibit. And the photographs just pop up places. I figure if you go into a bathroom and there's art on the wall, you're not taking it down because you assume the owner put it up. And until the owner sees it, it may stay up. And once the owner sees it, it may stay up. And I've had local restaurants that I've gone back to and they're still up. And I've seen other places where I've gone back and they're not up. And that's okay. Even if they're up for a short time, you know what I figure? Somebody is seeing them. Somebody is seeing my work that wouldn't have seen it otherwise. And I'm putting work out there. Each one, I handwrite a phrase, something to do with that photograph. And you'll have to see online what I mean when you go to the link, which has a picture of one of them, and you'll see what the phrases are like. They're usually uplifting things. They're usually positive sayings that are in some way life-affirming. Sometimes they're a little bit funny. Sometimes they're a little clever. But these photographs are made, printed, and I carry them with me to hang them in public places where I go. And my friend Michael, one of the photojournalists I used to work with, who I visit when I come back out to the East Coast, he has some. He's been putting some up in New Jersey and New York. And he was just up in New York and he went to the Howard Greenberg Gallery. I had suggested the bathroom at the gallery or at the International Center for Photography would be a good place for them. He ended up going to the Howard Greenberg Gallery and finding the bathroom wasn't in the gallery. It was in the hallway. And it was a shared bathroom for all the businesses in that building. And he didn't want to put it there. So he put it up in the Howard Greenberg Gallery. This is the most prestigious gallery in New York for photographers. This is the most prestigious gallery of street photography and documentary photography, and everybody from Robert Frank to Walker Evans to Joel Meyerowitz to Everybody. Brisson, they're all there. And now my work is there. And he took a picture of it after he hung it in their gallery. It's very Banksy-like. If you know Banksy's story, he does street art unauthorized, and he had made different works of art in frames, and he had taken them to the Museum of Modern Art. He had taken them to other international museums and taken them and put up his own art. And his art would stay up for several days before somebody would go, wait a minute, what's that doing there? Does that belong there? And then they finally would take it down. But his goal was to put work out, and it's certainly illegal to steal from a museum, but nobody said you can't bring things. And my thought was, I'll use a very clean tape that doesn't leave a mark. If anybody wants to take it down, it comes down without any problem. And I just want my work to be out there. The more it goes out there into more places, it's struck somebody. It made an impact. It's done something. I make work to put it out there. My work exists in the world because I make it and I put it out there. And sometimes we've got to take a few risks. Sometimes we've got to be daring to try something crazy and new. That's what this project was. The name of the show is Restless Streets, because they used to call Gary Winogrand a restless street photographer who wouldn't stop. And I'm kind of like that. I'm very prolific, and I like going out and making work, but I want to get it out there. And this show became a way for me to put work out there now, on my terms. Doesn't need a gallery. It has some identifier that you can find me if you want to research who is this photographer. And no matter what, it's more than nothing. It's something. There was a class I took years ago with the producer of the Spike Lee movies, Monty Ross. And Monty was Spike's producer, and we were doing a filmmaking class, and he said when Spike graduated at NYU, he hadn't made his first film yet. And he had all these ideas. He was going to do this. He's going to maybe do this. He's going to maybe try this. And he didn't do anything. And Monty said, I have an idea. Try something. Doesn't matter what it is. Anything. Do something. That's what this show is. This show is my idea of how to put work out there. I walked into a pub a few miles away, and I put 2 up, 1 in each of the bathrooms. And then I was sitting at my table, and I had a camera on my table, as always, and the waitress came over and said, can I get you anything else? And I said, no thanks. And then she said, did you put photos up in the bathroom? And I said, it's part of a public art show. Can you not say anything? And she said, it's okay with me. And then the next time I was there, a couple of weeks later, she comes over and the first thing she says is, the photos are down. And I said, they took them down? She goes, yeah. I said, do you know what happened to them? She goes, yeah. They're on my refrigerator. Okay, so they exist. Now people will come to her house and they're a part of that world. My goal is to put work out there by any means necessary. Hey, which is also a Spike Lee phrase for his production company. But my goal is to make work and find ways to get it out there. And this bathroom art show, this Restless Streets, you can find out about it at K.Andrzej.com. I'll put a link down below. And the point of it is we've got to find ways to get our work out there. We've got to get it in front of people. We have to make an impact. We've got to show our work. And this is my secret project that I started 6 months ago, and it's now hung all the way up to the most prestigious gallery in New York City. And the photo of that is also in the link below. So take a look. All right, that's today's photography talk. Hey, if you're enjoying this, hit the subscribe button. If you could support, hit the Patreon. Thanks to all my supporters. I appreciate you. I'll be back next time and we'll talk more photography. As always, here's the good light.